Others.
And Nova Scotia. We have a great lineup today, everyone. We're going to begin. I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you all for joining us today. We have some very special guests to you that have come from, well, they're really neighbors of ours, right? If you will, because a lot of us travel there, us Canadians in the wintertime, because we love going to visit Florida. And we have a great guest. I think a lot of you already know Leanne, and Leanne is an account manager for Visit Florida. Welcome, Leanne.
Thanks, Susan. So happy to be here again. It's been a little while, but I'm happy to be back with three special guests today.
Well, we're happy to have you. And you do have quite the lineup with you. Do you want to let us know who's with you?
I definitely, and they are based in Florida, unlike myself, who I said I am based in Edmonton. I do work for Vox International. My head office is in Toronto. And we have from Daytona, Karen is with us today. We have Danielle. He is from St. Petersburg in Florida. And we also have Mohammed. He's also residing in St. Petersburg in Florida.
Wonderful. Well, we have a great lineup. We have lots to cover today. And we also have, thank you, Leanne, for a very generous prize. You're giving away a $100 gift card to one lucky spoiled agent, right?
We are. I'm so happy to be able to do this again. On behalf of Visit Florida and our three Florida partners, we're going to be giving away a $100 gift certificate. And we will draw from everyone who listens from the start to the end of the webinar, whether you're with us on Zoom or even if you're listening in on Facebook Live, because I know that a few of you prefer to listen in through Facebook. I'll contact the winner tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and then I'll send our follow-up email out on Thursday. And in the follow-up email, I'll announce the winner. So make sure you answer me on Wednesday if you're the winner. And I'll also send the contact information and the websites for our guests. So you'll have everything at your fingertips by Thursday morning.
Excellent. So you guys, if you get an email from Leanne, you know it's really good news. That's for sure. All right. Well, without further ado, I'm going to let you guys get started. But just a little reminder, quick housekeeping to all of our friends at Spoiled Agent. Please make sure if you have any questions to put it in the Q&A box. And we'll take a look at that at the end. Not the chat. I'm going to put links and things in the chat. Let's keep it for, I like to say, the oohs and the ahs. And we'll tackle the question box at the end. All right. So over to you guys. And thanks again for joining us. We'll see you at the end.
Sounds great. Thanks, Susan. So it's my pleasure to again introduce Karen. She's representing the Daytona Beach Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Karen, I'm going to hand it over to you. Oh, and Karen, just a little note. We can't hear you. You're on mute. There we go.
Hello.
Hello, we
Hi.
can hear you now. Continue
Many
on.
people, many people always want to put me on mute. So it's hello, everybody. It's nice to be able to be here with you today. And I'm excited to tell you all about Daytona Beach. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised when you hear all that we have to offer. So to start with, Daytona Beach, Florida is a coastal community that's situated just 57 miles northeast of Orlando. It's an ideal vacation destination in of itself. Its central location also makes it a perfect hub and spoke destination for day trips throughout Orlando, St. Augustine, the Kennedy Space Center, which are all an easy drive, just under an hour. So Orlando, we're 57 miles from Orlando. Kennedy Space Center, we're 63 miles. Jacksonville, 95. Tampa, 139 miles. Fort Lauderdale, 230 miles. And Miami, 254 miles. Now, Daytona Beach is an iconic destination. We're known for our 23 miles of spectacular, sparkling, white, hard-packed sand beaches, which are perfect for bicycling, running, and even driving, because we are the beach, which makes us the world's most famous beach, one of them that you can drive on slowly in designated areas only. In Daytona Beach, you have a 500-foot sandy backdrop to unplug, relax, unwind, reconnect with one another. Start your trip off full speed or embrace the tranquility, or you can venture off the beaten path and take a family through a stroll through history, or get hooked on a new adventure, kick back and savor local flavor, you have the freedom to be yourself. Now, many of the Canadians that visit Daytona will often drive to our destination, taking Interstate 77 South to I-95, just about 19 hours from Toronto. From Ottawa, again, it's an easy drive, taking 81 South to Interstate 95 South. And again, under a day's drive, 20 and a half hours. So, and a lot of Canadians, as I say, from the Ontario area tend to do that. Now, most Canadians travel and arrive through Orlando International Airport. Direct flights are often are offered daily from Toronto Pearson International Airport. So now you know how to get here. What I want to share with you is, where do you stay? Yeah. So we have more than 200 properties and 12,000 rooms that fit all budgets and all styles. Visitors can select their special place in the sun from our wide selection of luxury condominiums, spa resorts, 2 and 3 and 4-star hotels, full and limited service properties. Now, Daytona hasn't always had 4-star properties, and recently, since COVID, we've had 4, and we're about to have the 5th one come online, which is a Residence by Marriott. All of our hotels can be found at our website, so it's DaytonaBeach.com, and all of our hotels are listed there. Opening again in 2024, we have the Residence by Marriott Oceanfront, which is a modern hotel accommodations with private balconies, high-end seafood restaurant, state-of-the-art design, a multi-floor parking garage with valet parking services, an infinity pool, oceanfront ballroom with amazing views of the Atlantic Ocean and outdoor event space. And this is in the center of everything. So it's in walking distance to our Convention and Visitors Bureau and all of the Daytona Beach attractions. The Daytona Beach area also offers a variety of vacation homes that are perfect for families and groups. There are vacation home rentals, companies such as Salty Dog Vacations that offer rentals in the area, and they do work with travel agents. Now, the culinary experience is amazing. I'm from New York, and I thought we had great food in New York, but since I've been here, it's been wonderful. This is a picture of our Hard Rock Hotel, which is right on the ocean. This is a boutique property, a boutique Hard Rock, which is beautiful, and they offer concerts in season on the rooftop almost every night of the week. So as far as the culinary experiences that you're going to find here, you can have anything from wonderful beachside seafood restaurants to more upscale restaurants like Mama Fufu's and Rose Villa. And what's so unique about these is that a lot of our restaurants are owned by private owners. So you get that private touch. So for any pocket, you know, you can have amazing food in Daytona. So one of the many things that we are known for is our Daytona Speedway and events that happen throughout the year here. You've got NASCAR racing season, which begins in Daytona in February or the end of January, and with the Daytona 500, and ends the season with NASCAR race fans can enjoy the Coke 400 sugar race. Now, it's not always easy to get tickets for your clients for the 500, and they are very expensive. So a tip is, if you have a client that wants to come in and experience a NASCAR race, the Coke Zero is an up and coming race. It's fairly new, so you're still able to get good deals for that and can book your folks easily for that. And then there's everything in between there. We have including Jeep Beach Week, which is happening right now. We have Bike Week in February for all the motorcycle enthusiasts. And then we have Biketoberfest in October. as well as many other events that happen in Daytona every year. And what's so cool about our events is we have a festival or event happening almost every weekend, and the majority of them are free. So it's an added value when you're sending your clients to Daytona. Another really popular sports venue is Pictona at Holly Hill. It's an unbelievable pickleball experience for those who love the game. They feature 49 pickleball courts, and it's a state-of-the-art facility that also features a restaurant and bar. And we are hosting huge tournaments that are coming in to play pickleball, and we're becoming known for that. If you're a golfer, the Daytona could be for you. We have nearly 20 golf courses in our area that include 2 championship golf courses. With so much Atlantic Ocean at your doorstep in Daytona Beach, it's a perfect home base for anglers or offshore fishing. So we have wonderful fishing excursions such as Sea Spirit deep sea fishing, which aims to put guests on barracuda, dolphins, mahi-mahi, grouper, kingfish, marlin. So there's tons of amazing fishing that goes on in our area. And of course, the famous beach captures most of the headlines, but exploring inland waterways is a great way to experience the area's beauty. So World Famous Boat Tours is a new attraction that's been around for about a year now, and they offer wildlife spotlight and sunset tours, as well as private excursions right on the Halifax River. Ponce Inlet Water Sports also has boat tours that allows visitors to explore glimpses of manatee and dolphin. The adventures may opt out for kayaking or parasailing. Those are all available in our area. You can take your kids on a journey to Ponce Inlet, which is located approximately 20 minutes south of Daytona. It's still in our area, to discover Florida's tallest lighthouse, the Ponce Inlet Lighthouse, and the amazing Marine Science Center, where they rehabilitate sea turtles, and you actually see them and how they're rehabilitating the sea turtles and the manatees that come to them for saving. Another great thing is the Daytona Boardwalk. It has an entertainment venue that features rides and amusements and arcades and eateries. So that's a great place to take the family. And then not too far from that is the Daytona Lagoon, which is a premier water park and entertainment center. So you can either spend the day either at the ocean or go over to the water park. And for those of you who don't like water, the ocean, you can be in a pool. Treasure Lagoon's wave pool, they have all kinds of different pools at there. And then for anybody who likes shopping, our Daytona Beach has great shopping. We have Tanger outlets as well as boutique shopping. So there's something for everyone. And you know, if I can be of service to you, reach out to me, and I would love to help you with any questions that you might have. So that concludes my presentation. I hope it's given you some reason to want to come to Daytona or send your clients to Daytona, but we're here. Canada is our largest international market, we're happy to say, and we love our Canadian visitors. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over now to Janelle from the Mint House in St. Petersburg.
Thank you so much, Karen. So let me go ahead and share my presentation here and get that started. All right. Well, thank you so much to Visit Florida and Spoiled Agent for having me be a part of this great group. Super excited to present to you over Mint House. I know it might not be familiar to most people. We are a bit of a newer hospitality company. So I'll go into a little bit about as to what we are and then go to specifics about my property. Once again, my name is Daniel Negron, and I am the sales manager for Mint House here in downtown St. Petersburg. And what is Mint House? Well, Mint House is a residential hospitality company that started in 2017, but we do operate like a hotel. So our properties are tech-enabled apartment-style accommodations, and we are always located in downtown desirable locations. We have the benefits of your home, the comforts of your home, but also the conveniences of a hotel. So we have an elevated design and elevated experience and functionality that you'll see across all of our properties. And what are some of these kind of tech forward conveniences? Well, one of them, which is found across all of our portfolio, is mobile check-in. So we do have properties like mine in downtown St. Pete that are 24/7, have a 24/7 front desk. But across all of our properties, you still have the option of checking in virtually. So it's a very convenient option for a lot of our guests if they had long travels or don't feel like speaking to anyone to check in. They can easily check in on their phone and go straight to their room via a door number and their digital door lock code. We have smart suites. So what this entails is a lot of different tech options found in the rooms, like sound monitoring, air quality, smart thermostats to enhance your stay. We also have the option for 24/7 digital concierge. So if you're in your room, maybe don't feel like going down to the front desk, we do have a messaging platform that you can utilize to directly contact or speak with our front desk staff to ask any questions or help you with anything you may need. And we also have the option of texting if you'd prefer to go that route. A lot of our properties also have fitness centers, with some also having fitness programs on site. And our units are also fully equipped with smart TVs. So, we're going away from having cable in the rooms and moving towards a smart TV route where you can cast your own entertainment directly to the TV or use any number of the preloaded apps that are found on the smart TVs in the rooms, like YouTube, Netflix, etc. And we're also live on the GDS, so we're visible to the travelers via all of the major TMCs and booking tools out there in the market. And another really great tech feature that we have that's actually one of my favorites, and it's very unique to Mint House, is called Stock Your Stay. It is a grocery ordering service that we offer. So 72 hours before guests arrive to the property, they will get communications from Mint House asking if they would like to pre-order some groceries through our proprietary platform. There's no additional cost associated with it other than just the cost of the products themselves. And once ordered, all done, guests will check into their room and the products are already waiting for them inside of their fridge. If it is a perishable product, or out on the counter or cabinet if it is a dry good. So it's a really convenient product. I've used it myself when visiting some of our other properties, and it is a game changer. You can order, enough for your entire stay, so you don't have to go straight to the grocery store afterwards. And the reason we have this is because a lot of our properties are full apartments. So we have kitchens, full kitchens in all of our units. That comes with a stovetop. Some of them have ovens, our full fridge, microwaves, everything you would need to cook, store goods. Our properties across the board are 2 to 3 times larger than a standard hotel room. And again, they include a washer and dryer. The furniture is carefully curated and designed by our interior designer that's in corporate. We have large workspaces as well, so it's perfect for that business traveler or the business or leisure traveler. So it's really convenient. We also have preset temperature control as an option. Because we have smart thermostats in the rooms, if you want it to be a certain temperature before you arrive, you can alert our team before your arrival, and we'll make sure that's all set for you before you arrive. And a couple of other Mint House standards are complimentary boxed waters. We do have a green initiative company-wide, so we stray away from single-use plastics as much as possible. Hence why we also only offer digital locks in all of our units. We don't have traditional key cards like other hotels. Boxed water is included. And a lot of our properties also offer pools, fitness areas, and some other conveniences like your standard hotel. We're currently in 10 markets. So across the portfolio, we have 12 open properties, and we're working on a few other locations. I specifically handle our St. Petersburg property over in the Gulf Coast, but we also do have another property in Miami. So if you need any assistance with the Miami property, feel free to reach out to me. But we are also located in the Northeast and along the South. Our flagship location is in New York City, but we also have properties in Philadelphia, Greenville. Nashville's a hot market for us, Birmingham, Dallas, and Denver, with more to come in the future. A little bit more specifics about the downtown St. Pete property. We're located in the Edge District, and we have 100 units exactly in our property, and they're all studio style apartment rooms. So they're fully fledged apartments with a full kitchen, washer and dryer in each unit, and each unit also has a private balcony. And if you're on the first floor, you have a patio that opens out to our pool deck. All of our rooms include complimentary Wi-Fi, of course, the washer and dryer, like I mentioned. We do participate in the Stock Your Stay program, so you can order groceries before your arrival, and we'll take care of that for you. We have our resort style pool that is also heated, so that's a great, little plus there. We have a heated pool year round, so no worries if we have a little cold front coming through. You can still use our pool, and it is also a saltwater pool, so it is a little bit more on the luxury side. So it's softer on the skin as well. We have a great grilling area and fire pit area that's free for use for the guests. So if you do come during the warmer months, you can enjoy the fire pit. And if you're looking to just have some fun outside, do a picnic, we have 2 grills that are free for use by the pool. And we have utensils at the front desk available for pickup for free use if you need to use those. And again, we have 100 units on site. This is just an example of some of our rooms on property. As you can see, we have the full kitchen, balcony, luxury kind of design and elements. The kitchens are fully stocked, so they have pots and pans, plates, silverware, everything you might need. We also include a welcome amenity complimentary in each room, not only the 2 boxed waters, but we have a local welcome gift. We partner with local shops and restaurants to provide that, and that is a company-wide brand standard. So we're currently partnered with a local gourmet popcorn shop to provide a free bag for all of our guests coming in. And we partnered with a local coffee shop to provide that coffee in room. So Mint House always tries to incorporate local as much as possible. And we have our own bikes on site available for rent. They are rentable by the hour through the Zebra app. So that's always a nice little thing I like to throw out there because we are in such a great area for exploration. We're right in the middle of downtown St. Pete. So it's great to have these as it is a super walkable area. So speaking about walkable, we're really close to Tropicana Field. We're only steps away from Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays. And a great spot if you want to catch a Toronto Blue Jays game. We actually have a home. They're actually coming to Tropicana Field September 20th through the 22nd. So, we're only a 5-minute walk away. So if you have those sports enthusiasts, we're definitely in a perfect spot. And just minutes away walking to Tropicana Field, which is a fully enclosed baseball field. And on top of Tropicana Field, our neighborhood offers amazing amenities We have all kinds of boutique shops just steps away from the property. The gastronomy in the area is incredible. We have amazing restaurants, nightlife, bars, coffee shops, even magic theaters, just steps away from this downtown St. Pete property. And downtown St. Pete in general is a great destination. We're close to all of the other attractions it offers. We're LGBT friendly. We are pet friendly. We have amazing craft breweries. The St. Pete Clearwater area has the highest concentration of craft breweries in the state, and local shops and museums. The Dali Museum is located down here as well. So we just have great offerings in the downtown area, really close to the property for guests to enjoy, live like a local, and relax. And only about 15 minutes away from the beach, we have a Sunrunner stop, which is a bus service that has a direct route to St. Pete Beach from the downtown area. That's only a couple of dollars per trip. So that's definitely a big convenience as well. Well, I hope I was able to kind of answer, some questions about Mint House as a brand, and I hope you learned a little bit about what we do in our property as we're brand new. We only opened in June last year, our downtown location here in St. Pete. So we haven't hit our 1 year just yet, but feel free to answer any, ask any questions, and we'll get to it for sure in our Q&A session. Anything you might need, just feel free to reach out to me directly.
Thank you so much, Janelle. We're going to invite Mohammed from the Vinoy up next to present his beautiful resort to us.
Thank you so much, Leanne. I appreciate the introduction. I'm so delighted to be able to tell the story of this beautiful icon, the Vinoy Resort and Golf Club with Autograph Collection, Marriott Hotels. Just a little bit on the location. We're right in the heart of downtown St. Petersburg, as you can see from the map. So you can literally walk to the pier. It takes about a 5-minute walk. Across from the pier, there's the best of the best in St. Pete when it comes to restaurants and other kind of bars and attractions. You'll see like the museums all surrounding you. You can also step right outside of the Vinoy and you'll be surrounded by water, the beautiful bay and the park. So like in terms of location, there's absolutely nothing like the Vinoy when it gives you that convenience to walk to all the fun things in the downtown area. There's also a lot of events that happen, like every now and then. So like we just finished the Grand Prix event that took place in March. In October, there's also a fantastic event that's called Shine, where you see a lot of the artists that come in and actually do the murals. So it's a really good experience for a lot of folks that love arts and culture to just be taking it all in while you're coming here to downtown St. Pete. Just to depict some of what I mentioned to you. So the beautiful pier is right there. You can see even the Vinoy while you're standing from the pier. Also like right left to the Vinoy, there's the Vinoy Park area, which there's even like a beautiful beachy sand area. It's called Spa Beach that you can just enjoy. You can bring a lounger or a hammock and just sit back and relax and enjoy the scenery of the whole downtown St. Pete. We're known for a lot of culture and arts, and we're actually, I think we're called the state museum, the state capital of museums because of the amount of museums, and each one is different and unique in its own way. As you can see, the biggest one is the Dali Museum, which, as I mentioned, you can just walk to within 2-3 minutes and you're right there. So a little bit on the brand itself as Autograph Collection. The Vinoy actually just rebranded as an Autograph. We used to be a Renaissance brand, but that just completed last year. Autograph Collection as a brand is known for uniqueness. So each one of the properties will give you something that's, they call it the mark. So each one will give you something that's unique. So you won't go to another Autograph Collection that will be the same experience as here. We're consistent with our guidelines as part of Marriott luxury brands, but at the same time, you're gonna get an experience like nothing else at the Vinoy. So I love storytelling, and I want to share with you a little bit on the Vinoy and what the name comes from. The actual name Vinoy is the founder of the hotel. So his name is Amar Vinoy Lochner. And back in 1925, he was across the street with Walter Hagen, who was a famous golfer at the time, call him Tiger Woods of the 20s. And as they were in the cocktail party, Vinoy mentioned his vision. He wanted to build a hotel, and he's all about real estate. So he dared Walter Hagen to actually swing a golf ball without shattering the glass underneath. And if wherever it lands, he's going to build that hotel. And that's when they found the golf ball, and they found the contract actually on a napkin, and the rest is history. Since then, the Vinoy has been the icon of St. Petersburg, opened up as the first luxury hotel in St. Petersburg. As you can see from the images, it's timeless. Since 1925, all throughout this day and age, it's still right there as it is, beautifully restored and very elegant. Now, in terms of renovation, the Vinoy completed almost $100 million renovation that also concluded in April. From the spa to the guest rooms to the fitness center to everything you can think of really has been fully transformed, even the outlets themselves. So what we do now, if you like flowers, like every Thursday, we'll have a new bouquet of flowers that look different than the one before. We'll do some activations that I'm gonna also mention to you as we go through the presentation. But the arches that you can see are the same exact, all the other historic elements were restored. So when it comes to guest rooms, also being a historic hotel, this is not a typical size for a room. It's a lot larger than a typical historic hotel. So you'll see we have 2 queen beds, all 100% Pima cotton. Everything has been upgraded in the amenities in the bathrooms themselves. We even have the amenities that come to us from Sicily, the Ortigia brand, with Harry Josh hair care to just elevate that experience as you come in and take in the whole Vinoy. When it comes to also connecting rooms, I do want to mention we have plenty of options available to you. So we can connect a king to 2 queens. We have studio suites, junior suites, even 1 or 2 bedroom suites available. So for families, multi-generational alike, I think they'll be in definitely great shape there. The other building that we have is called the Tower. And then the Tower actually has the balconies. So all of those units have balconies overlooking the bay and the marina, or you can look at the city. So wherever you are, you're always going to have some beautiful views surrounding you. These units actually have not been touched. They were not part of the renovation that just completed because they're in great shape. So we left them as they are. The previous images were in the historic building. So if you're checking out the Vinoy, if you look and you'll see like the historic premium room or historic deluxe room, you know that this is the one that just completed the renovation. Pooling cabanas and experiences, really just you step out and take in the entire experience of the sun in Florida, as Leanne and the team has mentioned. You know, it's nothing like it. You're surrounded by pool cabanas right at the pool. There's even a pool concierge that come in every hour to treat you with fresh smoothies and things like that and chilled towels. The cabanas are incredible too. They come with a butler service. You can order with a lot of items from the chef selection, and they'll come and pamper you. You're looking straight at the water. The marina is fantastic to just enjoy as a family. And when it comes to dining experiences, we have a few that are different, and that's part of Autograph Collection is that they will offer you various international dining experiences. So you're going to feel like you travel to different parts of the world. So let's start with Lottie. Lottie is actually our patisserie shop right in the heart of the lobby. And it's actually a French patisserie store. We have a chef actually just dedicated for this. And his name is Chef Armand. He comes from France. And, you know, if you're on a diet, maybe don't stop there because it's really hard to resist. Or maybe grab a bite and then go to the fitness center afterwards. But everything is made from scratch. We even have coffee from Northeast called the Lacombe. So like, everything here you're gonna enjoy really is made from scratch. So you have Parasol on the other side. This is the one that sits right behind the swimming pool. And it's more like Latin-inspired cuisine. So like you'll have the best empanadas there as you're just taking in the whole views of the water. You're looking straight at the pier and the marina and then the pool. It's a really great ambience to just refresh and relax and enjoy a nice bite. Cocktails there are incredible. Highly recommend this space. So just enjoy and relax. Paul's Landing is our main restaurant right now for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's more like citrusy, smoked seafood heavy, with a bar also in the middle that actually opens up to the pool. So that's a great place to also just enjoy the outdoor scenery. There's fire pits if it gets a little cold, which is not the norm. But if it gets cold, you have the fire pits. You can just enjoy the whole scenery. It's a fantastic option as well. And then last but not least is the veranda. So the veranda is actually as you enter to the resort, you're going to be greeted by our team member there at the veranda. The focus of this is actually tapas Spanish style Mediterranean. And the idea, if you see the bottom picture, is people back in the day in the 20s and 30s, used to just come to the Vinoy to just relax on those loungers and look at the bay and the marina. So we're recreating that moment for you in 2024 and beyond, with some elegant patio style treatments and such. So When it comes to spa treatments and resting and relaxation, the Vinoy Spa is incredible. The focus here is actually on holistic treatment. So you'll see chakra going on. You'll see, treatment with stones to kind of balance your energy, and like, of course, like the massages, the facial treatments are also available. So you'll be really pampered as you leave your experience here at the Vinoy Spa. In terms of fitness and wellness, we're the only resort in downtown St. Petersburg that's going to offer you all these things in one place. So, for instance, you can grab an electric bike that's already included for you for a whole hour. You can also like go and play tennis, and if you don't have a partner, we can play with our team member, and that's also included for you, including the rackets and the balls. The fitness center has been fully revamped as well, so you can find all the machinery or equipment and dumbbells are all available to you, including other classes as well. So we'll do TRX, personal training, we'll do Peloton bikes, we'll do a lot of other exercises as well, such as yoga and Zumba classes. The Vinoy Club is a whole different ambiance here. So if you like to play golf, we have an 18-hole championship course at the Vinoy Club. The Vinoy Club is about a mile and a half away, so we'll take you through our shuttles. We have transportation included for you, round trip. There is another pool there with a splash zone perfect for kids and families. Perhaps the parents can go play, and then the kids can stay at the pool and enjoy. But also you have another fantastic restaurant that opens for lunch and dinner as well, and overlooking the course. This is one of the oldest golf clubs actually in the whole area. The wait list to join the club is 5 years. But imagine like being a guest at the resort, you're having access to the golf facilities and everything. So you actually can enjoy that. One of my favorite slides is this, because for me personally, when I travel and I want to go to a destination or a resort, I want to take in the entire experience. And what we do really best is as part of Autograph Collection is those sort of experiences that are really going to leave you enriched with something different. You're going to really feel enchanted with the beauty of St. Petersburg, the charm of the Vinoy. So one of which is actually the afternoon tea. We actually offer you between Thursday to Sunday a history tour with our docent that goes for about 45 minutes or so. They'll show you things from back in the day, such as like a traveling creamer that made its way back from the 20s. You'll see the oldest suit for like our bellman from 1920 also. You'll see a lot of amazing things within that tour. And then after that, so actually to maximize your experience, you'll have a high tea for a whole hour as well. The bottom picture that you see here, this is a welcome amenity for kids. This actually is all edible. So like the crayons are candy, the brown is the sand is brown sugar. It's just the paper that's not edible. But really all about experiences for us here at the Vinoy. The marina is available to you as well. We have 70 Porcelep Marina that we manage entirely. So if you have guests that are coming by boats, we can definitely take care of that. And then also, like, just to give you an idea as well, for the multi-generational that are coming in, we have some amazing poolside activations happening. We have also like moonlight yoga that the team has been doing a great job with. Even astronomy classes, that we will have an astronomer coming in here and just showing kids all about, like, telling kids about astronomy and things like that. So it's really, really like heavy on the activities so that everybody feels that they are in a destination on its own. And then once you're ready, you can step outside and just enjoy the beautiful St. Petersburg. The last piece that I want to mention to you, fun fact, if you like history, is the bell tower. So bell tower actually used to light up an orange beam back in the 20s to actually communicate with the guests that the hotel was open because it was seasonal at the time. And that's how they communicated with the lack of Instagram and our website at the time. So this was our communication method. Every now and then we'll actually light up the orange beam from the bell tower so you can feel like you're also part of the charming 20s. I hope this helps. If you need anything at all, I'm on site. I'm happy to assist with anything, confirming connecting rooms, even welcome amenities, special, upgrades, things like that. My job is to make sure that you, as our travel advisor partners, are taken care of. We want to make sure that we wow your guests on your behalf. So please continue to reach out to us with any request or any bookings you may have made from a third-party channel. I'd love to hear from you. And thank you so much for your time. I'll turn it over to my friend Leanne.
Wow, that is just incredible. Who else's bags are packed? I think I'm off to St. Pete. I'm going to start with a visit with Janelle. I'm going to visit Mohammed, and then I'm also going to stop by Daytona Beach, and we're going to spend another week there with Karen. And I also want to say thank you for your reactions. It really helps when we're talking at our screen. So we know that there's certain things that you like about the presentations, that you're wowed by the presentations. And I certainly was wowed by those 3 presentations. I'm glad that you've spent the time with us today. And I just want to take a few minutes to wrap up. And I want to show you why Canadians are so important to Florida. And Karen even touched on at the beginning that Canada is the #1 international market for visitors to Florida. Visitation in 2023, 135 million visitors. Can you imagine what the Canada population is? Almost 40 million. So 135 million visitors to Florida, because we all love Florida. And of those visitors, 122.9 million are domestic visitors. Those are people that travel from the US to visit the state of Florida. In addition, 8.3 million overseas visitors. And then you add on to that, look at this, 3.82 million Canadian visitors. Canadians love Florida, Florida loves Canadians. This is actually an increase in Canadian visitation of 45% over 2022. And it's only down 7% from 2019. So that's what we use as a benchmark for pre-pandemic when we're comparing our numbers. Everybody's hoping to get back to those 2019 pre-pandemic numbers, and we are so very close. Canada, for the longest time, and even for 2023, has ranked #1 of international market share. You can see United Kingdom coming in at #2 at 1.143 million. So not even quite half the amount of visitors that Canada had going into Florida. Take a look at #4, Colombia. Very interesting that during the pandemic, Colombia took over first spot. Colombia had more visitors than Canada. And that was in about late 2021, in 2020, because Canada still had those travel restrictions that we will never forget, right? So at one time, Canada was bumped out of #1, and that was just due to the pandemic. I find this chart really interesting. This is showing month by month the Canadian air visitation to Florida. You'll see that in 2019, that's indicated by the dark blue line, 2023, the green, the teal line, and then we have a couple months of information reported for 2024. And you can see that there's already an increase in the number of seats available in 2024. You'll also see, and I'm sure you know this from your clients, that the winter time is always our peak time for travel into beautiful warm destinations like Florida. And then come after Easter and spring break time, it tends to drop down. So the Canadian air carriers, that's usually when they switch over to Europe. We have fewer people traveling by air to Florida, but they still continue to travel by car as well. So we take a little bit of a dip come May, June, July, August, and then September, the air seats increase again up to the peak of December. There was just over 1 million scheduled seats on flights from Canada to Florida, and that's just from February through April of this year. My goodness, we have choices when it comes to our nonstop flights with our Canadian carriers. This is actually an 18% increase from 2023. And again, comparing to 2019 pre-pandemic, it's a 13% increase. So we're very, very thankful to our Canadian air partners. They offer year-round, nonstop service from several Canadian gateways into Fort Myers, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Orlando, and Tampa. And last year, we're hoping again this year, they also included seasonal winter service to Palm Beach and Sarasota. So, again, on behalf of Visit Florida and our partners, we want to thank you. We want to say, first of all, thanks, of course, to our Canadian air carriers, but also your incredible effort and your support. You are the ones that are booking your clients on our nonstop flights to Florida. And here's some interesting information that I wanted to share with you, and you can kind of compare in your mind to your clients. I realize this is 2022. The information for last year, 2023, it's just coming in from the Visit Florida Research Department. They're putting it all together because when they do their research, it comes from so many different areas. It could come from surveys that they do with passengers. It can come from credit card information, from border information, and they put all this together. And Ontario and Quebec are the two largest Canadian markets into Florida. So if we take a look, the average age, I think this might be surprising to some of you. It is fairly low, with Quebec average age 37 and Ontario 44. Percent flying. As I mentioned to you, we have an increase of flights. So this might come as a surprise. Ontario, 67% of visitors are flying into Florida, and 64% from Quebec are flying into Florida. The average length of stay, and I mean, after seeing our 3 partner presentations, it is no problem to stay a week, 2 weeks, even longer. And in Quebec, the average is 15.5 days, and Ontario, people traveling from Ontario, it's 12.3 days. And if we take a look at Ontario trip planning timeframes, and I don't know if you've seen this as well, that they don't really need to plan in advance. We have so many flight options, so many accommodations, so many things to see and do that, you know what, almost 70% of trips to Florida are planned within 1 to 3 months. Less than 1 month is already 43%. And then about that 1 to 3 months is 28%. Trip timing. And we did see a little bit of that in the chart showing the airline seats. Of course, the fourth quarter, that would be the peak travel. That's October, November, December, but then fairly even the rest of the months throughout the year. Again, these stats incorporate both flying and driving. And people from Ontario, what do they like to do when they go to Florida? I had a whole list and I just chose some of the top few. And of course, the top 3 would be the theme parks or water parks, shopping, great shopping in Florida, and beaches, shores, lakes, the springs, general sightseeing, and visiting friends and family. And who are they traveling with? Well, most of them are traveling with a spouse or a partner, of course, their children, additional family or relatives. We have friends, and it continues down. Even 4% traveling alone. Taking a look at Quebec, the information is the same at the top, but the Quebec trip planning timeframes, you know, very similar to Ontario, less than a month. Just get me out of here, book me on a flight. There's so many flights to choose from. And then we take a look at the Quebec trip timing, really pretty similar all the way through, but again, there's the fourth quarter, which is the peak. Take a look at the activities, the theme park #1 again, but the beaches, oh my gosh. And we certainly have those beautiful beaches in St. Pete and Daytona Beach. And shopping, and then of course, golf. We even touched on golf. Quebec travel party, very, very similar to Ontario, traveling with a spouse or partner, families. The one thing that kind of popped out to me a little bit is traveling alone, 8%. They're comfortable enough to travel alone. There's so much to see and do and explore, and they feel very comfortable traveling alone. Now, with all this information, and we really appreciate you joining us today on our webinar and learning from our partners, and the state of Florida has so much to see and do, so many accommodations. I really recommend that you take the Florida Specialist course, because this is going to help you just with the general information on Florida. And then we take a deeper dive with our specialization modules and even with our partner presentations that we'll host throughout the year. What we're doing to encourage you, if you are already a specialist, you'll be included in this. And if you haven't completed the course, in honor of Travel Agent Appreciation Day or Appreciation Month now of May, if you complete the specialist course, You will automatically be entered. We're going to give away 5 Florida Beach themed prize packages, and they're each valued at $200 US. If you visited me at the trade shows recently, I have one of the beautiful Florida beach towels, the Spartina 449, usually on the top of my table, and you all comment, "Where'd you get that towel from? I love that towel." Well, you can actually win one along with some other goodies in the beach bag. How do you do it? You go to visitfloridatravelpro.com and please fill in all the information. I know we fill in so many forms during the day, but I really need to see your contact information. And if you've already done the program, I recommend that you log back in and ensure you have your contact information. This database helps us when we're doing additional training sessions, events, or FAM invitations. If I don't know where you reside, it's really hard for me to invite you to an event, let's say in Toronto, but maybe you live in Vancouver. So that information is very helpful. And for those of you residing in Quebec, we have translated the entire program. So you can certainly take the program in French as well if you feel more comfortable with that. Again, a big thank you to those of you that have already completed the program and our specialists. Please continue on with our specialization, our niche modules. And if you haven't, I highly encourage you to complete the program. And now it's my pleasure to call our special guest and Susan back. We're going to go through any specific questions that you have. So now would be the time, if you haven't done so already, to type them into the Q&A box. And Susan is going to guide us through your questions.
So I know our guest did a really great job answering some of them as we went through, but I will say there was one common question that came up for everybody, and that is how they can book it and to take advantage of any travel agent rates. So I'm not sure if Mohammed and Janelle would like to table that individually. It's up to you guys.
Sure, I'll go, and if Daniel would like to chime in as well. As for me personally, I always, as I mentioned in my presentation, I'd love to hear from you directly. Now that you have our contact information, just let me know if you have any requests for any rooms or suites or however that I can assist you, and I'll be able to quote your rates that are commissionable or even include like a specific package depending on your guest needs. So like the beauty of that is that I'll be able to control the experience better for you. And we can also like work together with our concierge team, book golf, anything else that's outside. That being said, like if you have decided to book us through a third party, for instance, with an airline or something like that, that's totally fine too, or hotel beds. In this case, I would just love to hear from you too, so I can personalize the experience as well, because there's no way for me to tell that you have booked it. So if you tell me my guest is XYZ coming on XYZ dates, I'll be able to take it from there and make sure that everything is up to par and make sure we wow them on your behalf. So, and it's always good to hear from you. So travel advisor rates is the same thing. Just feel free to reach out to me directly, and I'm happy to quote your rates based on.
Yeah, exactly the same. Couldn't have said it better myself. Just feel free to contact me directly with any kind of needs you might have for your clients, and I'll be able to personally get you the best rate. And likewise, it is commissionable, so we can offer competitive commissionable rates to you and your clients.
Okay, great. And I just want to say before we head to the other questions, but it was a really great presentation, guys. I learned so much. And I just, like Leanne said, I want to get on the next plane and go and check out everything from Daytona everywhere. Okay. And everyone was saying in the comments, what a great presentation this is today. And they learned a lot. I think this is probably more for Mohammed about the golf. We had a couple of questions about golf. Is it included? Is it limited, or can you maybe speak to that?
Absolutely, yes. So it's not included. So like if you booked a room, it's not included in the cost of the room. So it'll be an additional cost to use the facilities there, like the green fees. And it's really priced reasonably depending on the travel date. So it can range between $100 to $200 for the golf fees, the green fees. But the restaurant there, the actual like arrival at the actual facility is no cost to that. It's just only if you wanted to play golf. And it's an 18-hole championship course designed by one girl. Everybody loves it. I'm not a golfer personally, but everybody who has been there loves it so much. I'm not sure I fully understand the question about limited, but if you mean that it's exclusive for the guest and the club members, then that is the case. So nobody else is able to access but those. The tennis though and everything else like fitness classes and the experiences are all included within your stay.
That's great. Amazing. Leanne, this one is for you. So I guess Helen did her certification to become a Florida Travel Pro back in 2022. Does anyone have to renew it, or does it last forever?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you. And hi, Helen. The program was revamped back in late 2020. So I'd say if you haven't taken it since then, you need to complete the 4 essential modules to receive your specialist certification. We are always adding on specialization modules, though. We're up to 7 now. So if you have your certification, I really encourage you to go back in and continue to take that training. And even with our contest coming up, I realize that we're saying for new specialists, I'm going to include some of you that are on my list. I pull up that report from everyone who's signed in from about, completed the program from early 2020 onwards. So thank you for completing the program, Helen, and thank you for your question.
And I think this is for Leanne. Joe must know if you're coming out for any events in Alberta.
Oh, you know what? Yes, we need to spend more time in Alberta. I do have on my schedule, and I think some of our partners do in whole of our Florida partners for Calgary. There's the travel market report, and I believe that's about mid-September. So we will be in Calgary. And sometimes what we like to do, if we all can fit it into our schedule, we might add on an extra event for Visit Florida, or maybe where I live, Edmonton, or you can always reach out to me. Yes, I reside in Edmonton, but I'm available to all of you across Canada by email, of course, and then we can always set up a personal call.
Oh, great. Absolutely fantastic, guys. I absolutely loved it today. And I don't want anyone to forget that there's going to be one lucky spoiled agent out there that is going to win a $100 gift card. And thank you so much for that. So again, if you get an email from Leanne in a couple of days, then that is very good news. That's for sure. Oh, look at all the claps. And I agree with you, Leanne. All the reactions that they've been selecting is super, super fantastic. And it's important. Every one of you all got this and more. For sure. Well, thank you all, everybody. And we really appreciate it. And again, your time to everyone who joined us today. And of course, our partnership, of course, with our friends at Visit Florida and Leanne here at Spoiled Agent. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone. And thanks for your continued support of the Sunshine State.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so much.